Nisaji, may I request you now to briefly remark on the kind of issues that Srinathji has raised, in particular the issue of land consolidation and land reforms.
I would like to limit myself to something which I have seen. When I joined service in 1977, my first engagement with land consolidation was because the Green Revolution had just been introduced into India, and one requirement of the Green Revolution was that when they take up high yielding varieties, one patch in which the grain is grown should be at least 50 hectares in size. Nobody in a village had 50 hectares of land. So many farmers had to be persuaded by the agriculture department that let us get 10 farmers, 20 farmers together. They will grow the same seed, they will use the same seed, they will grow the same crop, they will cultivate it and cut it at the same time. And through this method of land consolidation and land improvement and land working, they'll get the best crop yield. And it turned out to be correct. It was found that if there was a problem, say, supposing, of what we call Gehun Ka Mama, that is basically cultivars which are growing in an area and using the land. Those cultivars can be taken out easily if similar type of crop is grown, similar type of seed is used, pesticide can be used at the same time, and in this method you will be able to have the best yield also available to you. In UP, the UP Zamindari Abolition Act came in 1950, and immediately after that, in 1953, the consolidation of land holdings was taken up. Even today, we have a separate department in UP, the consolidation department. We have a separate set of trained lekpals who know how to do valuation of land. Because, you know, one of the biggest problems in land consolidation and the reason for the most resistance by farmers has been the fact that bigger farmers or more influential farmers are able to get the value of their land accepted at a lower rate. And then when consolidation takes place, because it is supposed to be you get an equal value for all the land that you hold, often they end up getting a better land holding. I'll give you a simple example. We gave land on pattas. Originally, when pattas were given in the 70s, it used to be about 4 acres, 5 acres. Now it reduced, it has come down to bighas. But this pattedar for the first time was getting a patta, and he used to use all his energy and resources to upvalue his land. When the second level of consolidation was taken up, his land's value, which originally may have been worth 25 paisa or maybe 1 rupee, had become equal to 10 rupees. But the Patwari increased the value of his land to 10 rupees and gave him 1/10 of the total land that he had somewhere else. And that land which was given to him was normally of much poorer quality. So there was a lot of resentment against land consolidation by people who lost their patta land and were given supposedly what used to be called free crop land. So Polaj, Parathi, Chachar, Banjar was the classification. And we found many tenants telling us कि साहब आपने हमारा तो बंजर लिख दिया है, परंतु बंजर था 20 साल पहले, अब तो हम इसके ऊपर 3 फसली ले रहे हैं, परंतु हमको जो आपने जमीन दे दी वो एकजाई जरूर है, परंतु उसमें कई सालों से कोई खेती हुई नहीं है, जिसकी वजह से जमीन की, भूमि की जो उपजाऊ क्वालिटी थी वो समाप्त हो गई है। दिस इज द मेजर problem which we face when consolidation of holdings is taken up. But the farmer himself, when we talk to him, in the UP legislation at least, there's a provision, section 10, in which you need not have the consolidation done only through the trained personnel, that is a Lekpals. Instead of that, the district collector, along with the tenants, can do the valuation of the different pieces of land. And then you can also have what is called an agreed settlement. This is a very, very successful model. Unfortunately, it's also a time consuming model. So most of us, we avoid going to such detail and we leave it to the lesser personnel, and the result is not very encouraging. Second problem which we face in land consolidation, and because of which we must have consolidation, is the fact that the cropping patterns now in different states will have to change because of black blocks. Black blocks, as you know, are those in which the water table has gone below 200, 300 meters. And the cropping which used to take place, for example, in the case of paddy, where you need 6 irrigations, you need, in the case of makkah, it will be 1 irrigation and the remaining will be rain fed. So requirement of different type of irrigation and the non-availability of irrigated water, the absence of canals, the tail of canals now dry up entirely. And though you're supposed to be part of the canal area, in actual fact, the last 4-5 kilometer lengths of canals virtually don't have any water in them. So all of these issues have come up, because of which Swamitva has been taken up, as was just mentioned by Nagenji. It has been taken up for the household part of the village. Now, we will have to have the same type of survey if we want the benefits of consolidation to come down to the farmer actually. See, just take an example of a normal farm, which is, say, 2 hectares. A farmer, I'm saying, only has 2 children. After family planning, many of them have reduced the number of their children. So even if he has 2 children, in the next generation, each child will have a maximum of 1 hectare each. 1 hectare definitely is not sufficient for a livelihood. So he has to look for a livelihood elsewhere. What is being done in most places in UP is, where you have more than 2 people on a small land holding, one person is going out and working somewhere else, and then the income which comes from the land, either a small little portion of the income or mostly just grain from the land, is given to that person, and the rest of the family survives on whatever is produced in the village. So this question which Mr. Sinha has raised, is consolidation imperative? Is it important? It is very, very important. And the states which have done better in productivity, maybe not better in production, but better in productivity, are those which have taken up small holdings and developed them in such a manner that they can be used to the maximum extent of their production capacity. Today, even rain-fed areas, people have tried to convert them into 2-crop areas. They have changed the pattern. In the entire area of eastern UP, Bihar, Kosi was a river of sorrows. In that entire area, they have taken up paddy varieties called submergence 1, which is a submergence variety. And the result of that has been tremendous improvement in the productivity. The income in Basti, the entire Ganga belt, Gorakhpur, all of that area, Balia, has now doubled just by changing the variety of the produce and by taking up land consolidation. I was just checking up for this seminar with UP. Even as of this moment, 4,500 villages are in the consolidation process. So it's extremely important to have land consolidation. Now, the next issue which you have posed and you have asked us to reflect on is what other benefits will we have when we have land consolidation? So the other benefit we will have will be, as Mr. Upadhyay, as Mr. Sinha has already pointed out, we need a minimum size of a holding for a tractor to be viable, for a pumping set to be installed, for a road to be made to your plot itself. मेड़ इतनी बड़ी बन गई हैं आजकल, जरूरत पड़ती है बड़ी मेड़ की, क्योंकि ट्रैक्टर छोटी मेड़ के ऊपर जा नहीं सकता। तो बड़ी मेड़ पर ट्रैक्टर को ले जाने के लिए लगभग हमारा 1/10वां भाग हमारी जमीन का इसी काम में चला जाता है। सबसे ज्यादा झगड़े जो होते हैं, मुझे उत्तर प्रदेश के बारे में पता है, चक रोड के ऊपर होता है, the road leading to your land holding. Maximum fights, maximum 107-16 के case, maximum land disputes and criminal cases are because of this fact. Coming to the third issue, which is deconsolidation of land holdings, how should it be done so that it is quick, it is to the benefit of the farmer? Today, technology has come to our aid. We can definitely use the ISRO. We can definitely use these methods to ensure that the land is actually measured correctly. You see, the first consolidation, in fact, not last, was in 1900. After that, there have been so many changes in the land. The tube wells were created, large tube wells, state tube wells. The resources for irrigation were created. Canals have been created. All of these things have come onto land as it existed in 1900. But the consolidation process not having been completed after that in most places, the actual position on the ground varies considerably from what it is supposed to be. And the result of that is neither can we grow crops properly, nor can we access our land properly, and there is a heavy productivity loss. Now, with these three issues being the most important, if there is a new emphasis on land holdings being consolidated. I was just talking to Mr. Sinha before this and saying that if you all could provide the money as you have already provided through NREGA for people who have been given pattas, one method of consolidation would be to quickly do this with technology, with the help of people, and the result would be, personally, from what little I know, I think at least a 25% increase in productivity. I don't think for the farmer anything is more important. So I'm stopping here.
Thank you, Nisaji, for those deep insights into the practical issues of land consolidation. In fact, I would imagine because of these issues only that the agenda did not get as much mileage as it should have, because it normally leads to more conflicts than solving many conflicts. Why people might understand the rationale of a larger holding or coming together in a chuck. ये चकबंदी इतना मुश्किल इसलिए है कि वो अपने जमीन से जुड़ा हुआ है। मेरा अच्छा जमीन जा रहा है, मेरे को बदले में खराब जमीन मिल रहा है, the very, very practical kind of problems you have pointed out. Thank you for those insights. और साथ में मैं अपने एक और इशू को अपने किया था, which is land ownership or the title of land, which is also part of our theme today.